let's queer up politics. Gay log cabin Republicans compare Joe Biden to Adolf Hitler. In a controversial Instagram post this week, the log cabin Republicans of Colorado faced criticism for comparing President Joe Biden to Adolf Hitler and suggesting that Biden would harm conservatives if re-elected. The now deleted meme juxtaposed images of Biden and Hitler, falsely attributing a quote to Biden about MAGA voters. The image showed Biden saying, quote, "MAGA voters are the cause of our problem," end quote. Simultaneously, the meme implicated Hitler has similar views about Jews. It shows Hitler saying, quote, "The Jews are the cause of our problems," end quote. The comparison has created a significant response in social media. LCR's executive director is Valdemar Archuleta. He is running for Congress in Colorado's 1st Congressional District, and he has a history of controversial statements. Archuleta has previously blamed LGBTQ+ individuals for a nightclub shooting in 2022 at Club Kill. He has repeatedly labeled queer community as groomers. Even after facing backlash, Archuleta never backed down. While acknowledging the historical use of baseless accusations against the LGBTQ+ community, he suggested the solution is for LGBT individuals to avoid interacting with children. The district, currently represented by Representative Diana DeGette, tends to lean Democratic, with DeGette consistently winning by over 65% in past elections. The controversy added to the scrutiny surrounding Archuleta's congressional candidacy. What an idiot. Now, first of all, if you blame your fellow queers for the Club Q and then call us groomers, the first question I must ask, are you even queer? Seriously, are you even queer? Do you have the lived experience that any queer people have? Have you been insulted? I mean, it seems that he is just kind of a pretend, he's like gay for politics.
Well, MAGA people are pretend humans.
The Republican Party is all about projection, and the things that they are doing, they always project on to the other parties in the Democratic Party. I mean, and Trump is the perfect example of that. He's corrupt, so he's saying the Democratic Party is corrupt. It's always projection, and this is what it's about. This is what this whole story is about.
Yeah, and the whole thing with him saying, when is this Goodwin's law, which says that every time someone opened their mouth on social media, the possibility of someone being compared to Hitler getting close to certainty. And actually, Goodwin's the namesake of that, I think he is a sociologist, come out to say that yes, you can compare Trump to Hitler.
Hunter, you've got a vast knowledge of history.
Yeah, and I think the thing that this brings back for me is the log cabin Republicans. I mean, they have a huge multi-decade, maybe 30, 40, 50 years now in the United States of actually being denigrating to LGBTQ individuals out there. And they try to just thread this needle between conservative ideals and defending it by saying they're LGBTQ+. And unfortunately, people have to take even though they're other members of our community, let's remember we have a very big community, and not everybody agrees with those of us who have a more progressive point of view.
Well, and also the old days of the log cabin Republicans was the old Republican Party.
Correct.
We're in a completely different Republican Party now. It doesn't, it's nothing like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I first moved to California and hearing about that, I laughed and whatever. And, you could debate about taxes and some slight social, problems that you had with the Conservative Party. But now it's really black and white.
Yeah. I have a question because I look around this table. You're a resident young person, and I see that with affection and love.
Yes, no,
but I also want I want your perspective on this. Does a meme like this register with people 25 and under?
I mean, it definitely does not, and it also depends on who you're talking to in the younger generation, because I feel like the younger generation is very disillusioned just with the political system as a whole. They're even upset with Biden because Biden hasn't done enough, for example, for trans people, for housing insecure people, for other people like Black people, which is why like they're so angry just at the system as a whole. So I would say like that meme wouldn't resonate with them, but for some people I actually think that it kind of would, because they're just so upset with Biden because of everything that he hasn't done for them, if that makes sense. But I don't think that for the majority it would resonate.
Okay. This sort of ties back to our first topic of the night, social media. It is a huge place to disseminate information. It's also a huger place, it's a word, for the internet, it's a word. It's a huger place for misinformation.
Yeah.
And I think I want a couple of things I want to hit on. When they put these two images together and they put that false quote next to President Biden, they're acknowledging their self-awareness, because if they think Biden they could put up their MAGA voters are the cause of the problem, that means they know that it's a very real possibility that he could have said that, because they are part of the problem, and they're acknowledging that, yeah, we are part of the problem. That's what this meme says. They didn't intend to, but they are saying it. Bobby.
Yeah, but I actually come back to Candace's statement saying that every accusation is a mission, essentially. Donald Trump made no secret that he intends to use his term, if he gets reelected, to violently punish his political opponents and people he doesn't like.
Well, he also said that he's a dictator.
Yeah,
he's a dictator.
And now, this guy is literally saying, oh, Biden is going to punish MAGA people. No, MAGA wants to punish progressive. That's why they...
Oh, and they also want to punish each other.
Yeah.
If you're not MAGA enough, you're going to get punished. And I just want to make a mention of local for South Florida, for our South Florida viewers. Log Cabin Republicans of Broward this weekend are hosting Lauren Spivak, who apparently is also known as Dr. Truth, as in a play on Dr. Seuss. I'm not going to say where, and I'm not going to say when, because we certainly don't need to promote them. But Lauren, Loren, Spivak, produces all these apparently anti-woke books, and I don't need to hear her side of the story. She has The New Democrat, with a very racist drawing version of President Obama, to fit the cat in the hat meme. It's vile. It's disgusting. Lauren Spivak, you are a terrible person. Log Cabin Republicans, in Broward, you are a terrible group for hosting this person. And by the way, why can't I tag you on Facebook? Miami-Dade's Log Cabin Republicans are willing to take some feedback, or on Instagram, can take some feedback on Instagram. I believe the Palm Beach County Log Cabin Republicans can be commented on, but you can't tag the Broward Log Cabin Republicans. Is it because you just don't exist and no one's minding your Facebook page or your Instagram page? Or is it because you just know that you're wrong, that you know that you are terrible people, that you know you are hurting other people? Otherwise, let me comment. Let me tag you. Let me show people what you really believe in.
I also just want to say that, no matter who gets elected in the upcoming election, that we're going to be here for each other. Like, no matter what oppressive government or government upholds, queer people always survive. We're always here. We will always be there for each other. So that's...
And also, that's amazing, but we also can't equate the two parties.
No.
We can't say that, like, we're both wrong and both sides are, it is not that way. There's one side that is really, truly causing all of this strife and stress and hate in America, causing all this stuff to happen. And there's another party who is vast. The Democratic Party, you know, it encompasses liberals and conservative Democrats and you know, like this whole group of people that we really need to come together as one party, especially this year, and, you know, have discussions about what we don't agree with, but really go in and vote together because we cannot have Trump.
Amen. We have talked about that a lot, and it's really very important for everybody to vote. And also remember that things like this are going to be coming down the pike. We're only at the end of January. The election will be in November. By the time September, October come, you're going to be seeing some of the most unbelievable images. And just to everybody, check your sources out there. Don't believe don't believe everything that you see on social media.
Exactly.
Also, don't only just rely on the presidency. We also have to be mindful of also the Congress, the House of Representatives, because they're also the ones who are like making the laws, who are instilling like, you know, most of like what's going on right now. The president is important, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But you have to focus on other things.
Yeah,
as
up
well.
and down ballot.
Yeah.
You know, conservatives and fascists wormed their way in through school board elections, innocuous school board elections, and look where our schools are now.
Yep.